Hello then, folks. Welcome back to an episode of Citie, Skylines and me, Dr. Ben GFM. Sorry, well, just Ben. We've been through this before. Sorry there wasn't an episode for a few days. I've been sorting real-life New York stuff out. I finally booked a place to actually stay and live for an extended period as we go through the trees of New Jersey here, as we're just sort of doing a little drive-by. I don't know why we're doing it in such a fashion, but there we are. Look, you can see New York is becoming very, very nice. If you've not watched the recent episodes and you're catching up today, this is going to be quite the change from what you may have seen previously, as we've developed quite a lot out in the more recent times. Today then, the focus really is going to be on attempting, at least, at the very least, to sort out some of the Queens area and start to build that out in a big way, so then eventually we can put LaGuardia in over on this side. Of course, we've changed some of our water situations recently. Still not perfect, still not ideal. We've got loads of these wasted garbage collectors that are really doing not a lot of these days. It's clear, the water is absolutely fine. We've only got issues up upon that side, so we might as well move a few. We'll start the episode off with that. 3.7 million in the balance. That's quite a lot, it must be said, and it does enable us to do pretty much, I mean, no restrictions. We can kind of do whatever we want. It's a little bit like having unlimited money when you've got that amount of money to spend and explore and continue to build out. So I think what we're going to do today is build out some of these roads from the Queens area and make them a little longer. I don't know. I've not been to Queens. I intend to do so when I next venture over to America to see just if Queens is this bumpy. I've always thought it was a lot flatter than this, but if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. And today's going to be a bit of a learning curve. I really want to bring these roads through this or through these. Under the underpass. Is it an underpass? I guess it's only under if it's under the underpass. It's just an overpass normally. I want to bring them under the overpass. Sorry. Dude, what a beginning. I want to bring them under. Now, we can do this in two ways. We can either drop this back a little bit and then build down into the ground, because the problem we've got is we've got the stanchions that are holding up the roads that they are unable to be built through, which is a bit of a nightmare. Admittedly, right, we could do it from a slightly different place. We could do one there, for example, and build it all the way out. Now I've said that out loud, I think that might be what we just do, and we use this as our marker for the rest of the Queens area. It's a huge area, massively residential, so we've got to begin to build that out. At the moment, we've talked about it before, we are at a population of 42,000, and we need to get to 60,000 before we can get things like airports, cargo airports, and really start to build things out in a big way. It's going to be really exciting when we get to that point, because we get to build out far more. So once we get to that point, it'll be really good fun. But right now, we've got to just build up our city to be a mammoth city that can grow and live and breathe by itself without us having to worry about it too much. That's kind of what we've got already. When you look at what we've built so far, 42,000 people, it's a lot. It's probably the equivalent of... Actually, I don't know, because obviously I don't know how many people live in Manhattan million-wise. I'm not too sure. In terms of a square as well, we do have one to purchase. I'm still not sure where we're going to go, though. I kind of want to build up there just because I think it logically makes sense to me to begin to build up that way. And then again, we can investigate Hoboken. There's also the option, of course, to build out Brooklyn further. But we focused a little bit on that last time. So Queens is going to be our objective today, and that's what we're going to do then. So we're going to use this as a guideline coming into the city. And eventually, of course, it will all connect up to the other side there as well. This whole area really is sort of the Queens area. It's a massive stretch of land. So if we come across, let's have a think here. Does this road come down as well? Oh, it does. Perfect. Now we can have these in tandem, you see, working together, linking everything up. Some of this is going to be slightly higher then. It's going to give quite a nice natural look, though, to the rest of the city when it builds up in certain areas. Certain areas are going to be slightly higher now than others. We've got issue number one. Some of these aren't going to be buildable and have just become bridges immediately. If we remove that and build it inside, does it also bridge? No, okay, we can build on it. Yeah, that's probably the way to go then. You can build more on it if we do it that way. So that's what we'll do to begin with. And we can do some sort of cutting across like that, for example. And even then, it doesn't even bridge, which is strange. That's blown my mind, to be honest. Okay, so it doesn't bridge, but only if you do it all the way across. Slight bridging there, but generally, that's worked quite well. We could even make this central area there like a mini Central Park. And when I say mini Central Park, I mean tiny Central Park in this section here. So we will do that. That road can't go under there. So... maybe building off one of these. Which one will actually allow me to go under there? Maybe, or that might actually. Yeah, okay. So again, we'll go all the way up. It's not going to be as uniform as some of the other areas. There's going to be slightly bigger gaps as we go through. You can see because these aren't now in. This is probably a gap of what, 13? Yeah, 13. So that's a lot higher than it was before. Usually, obviously, we've been working in grids of 10. But it just allows us to build out a little more. And again, space is important. Spacing in Citie Skylines, it's not something that's very easy to do when you're trying to build a replica New York, because it's a high density place, isn't it? Everything is very, very close together. So that's going to be one of the big challenges in these later stages, is building out a big sort of open space and allowing traffic to flow through, but at the same time building population and making the city bigger as you go on. So can we come down further to here? I think towards the roads, we'll obviously make it a little bit more industry based because of the noise pollution that would gather from those directions. That road is doing that there is doing little to nothing, so we'll get rid of that. Building it this way might fix it. Yeah, it does kind of fix it. And again, do I want to do sort of a bendy, curvy road, or are we just sort of going? Might almost go triangle and then in line with that, so it's almost parallel to that. Yeah, I actually quite like that. I think that looks quite good. Then 90 degrees up, and that works for me. I like that a lot. We could actually do that maybe all the way down and eventually go back under towards the other side. I think that's probably the way to go. So if you built there, can we go under? We can, and then we can build out and link up this area as well. We like planning on cities is a really big thing, and doing it live is a bit more challenging, because usually I just sit here and sort of faff about and get it wrong loads and it'd be absolutely fine. But you watching me make all these mistakes is part of what I think makes this series quite fun, actually. So we're gonna battle on as we are going for this gridded system. I was reading the comments and some people did say that you do have cul-de-sacs in America. I'm sorry to anyone that lives on a cul-de-sac. Someone made the GTA 4 reference as well, which I thought was great. It's like, yes, of course there's cul-de-sacs. I've seen it in the flesh, but I guess in metropolitan areas they're far rarer to find. As again, traffic. I guess it is traffic management, isn't it? You've got to think about the real life consequences to some of the builds here. So, right, there we are. Build those. Again, they've done nothing. Is it really that sloped? It doesn't look that sloped to me. It's not, is it? Come on. I mean, what if we go the other way? Does it still try and slope? It does. Okay. Either way you try that, it's going to do it. Maybe we could go across instead, actually. That might solve the problem. Okay, yeah. It doesn't slope quite as much as, again, building up this area. We'll make this a park. I want to remember that it's going to be a park, so I'll give it the park zoning here. That was... Blimey. This is why I got... Oh, no, I've created two different zones. This is why I got an E in art at school. Mainly because I don't know if I've talked about this before, so if I'm repeating myself, I can only apologise. You were supposed to fill in like a certain amount of sketchbooks so you could be graded. It was almost like 2 sketchbooks equaled a grade. And, most people in my year did sort of 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sketchbooks. And my 2.5 apparently wasn't adequate to get the grades required to, be an artist. So... a lesson for everyone there. If you want a lesson to dot about in that won't affect your life in the future, art's the way to go. If you want, I don't really know what you could do with an art GCSE. I guess if you're doing things like photography and design, that's probably they're probably quite important. Thinking about it now, probably quite important. But ironically enough, it's like, look at me now. I'm an artist. I'm a Citie Skylines artist. So, and did I get the GCSE for it? No, I did not. There, it's official. Is that gonna? Okay, I was really worried that there was going to bridge, and it didn't bridge. But now I've got to try and figure out a way to connect this up. So, okay, that goes like that. So page up on my keyboard. Some people asked that recently, and I forgot to just mention that's how you do it. You press page up, and like for example, if you do it here, they can go quite high in some instances. You can do it obviously with paths and rail lines and all sorts as well. So yeah, worth doing. I think you can even go lower if you use your this one here, the tube lines. I'm pretty sure the tube lines can go even lower as well. Yeah, they can. So you can go tube lines under tube lines. They're not just at like this base level. So you get to be a little bit more free with that as well. Ordinarily, I'd put a roundabout in here, but this is America. To quote Childish Gambino. I know. Look at me. I'm edgy. My music taste is all over the shop. I do have a very eclectic music taste, actually. I think that's what attracted Ellie to me early on. I had the iPod out, didn't I, at college. Sat on a field over lunchtimes, and I was just flicking through. She couldn't believe the range that I had. So really, it was a game by me to see, like, no matter what she picks here, she'll like something on this iPod. So it worked. 11 years later, still going strong. 11 years this month as well. Goodness me, we really do need to do an episode of this with Ellie. So she's loving watching the series. So we can get our thoughts. Although I do worry that I'll get her involved in the series and then it'll just become Ellie's Citie and she'll take over. Because she has played Cities a little bit before. So she's well aware of what goes on where. But yeah, it's nice that she actually, watches a series of mine. It's only taken me 11 years to get her to watch some of my content. But finally, she's she's all in on it. Right, I think we've built that out quite nicely. I'm a little concerned about the fact we may need to have some runoffs around these areas. So, for example, we've did this on the other side. Remember, that one there could be quite useful, and I don't know how I would do another one. That's the problem. How else would it link in? Unless I have one that goes under, maybe. Oh, blimey, this is tough. So you want to get this right. Is that... Oh, I don't know if I like that. There's one right near it. Oh, goodness me. Never mind. There we are. Sorted. I think. Sorted. Bang. What have I done there? I said I made a message from the Patreon Discord. I should say, if you are a Patreon and you're not part of the Discord, get involved, viewers. I'm worried you're not fully involved if you're a Patreon. Because I'm going to start doing some more game nights where we play different things. Probably not Football Manager, but there's obviously lots of like online multiplayer stuff you can do. So yeah, I want to try and engage with my Patreons. I'm going to revamp everything for FM20, Football Manager 2020, for those that are unaware of what I'm talking about. Yeah, and that's how we're really going to try and engage people a little bit more. I feel like this year, I've not taken a year off from that, but it's certainly been a year of contemplation for me of what I want to do going forward and some of the ideas that I've got. Just didn't come to fruition this year. And I think next year is going to be. I've got one sort of mindset for next year, and I won't tell you what it is because I'll tell you at the end of the year what my motivation is going to be for the coming year. But I've got like some real strong plans that if they all come together, could be one hell of a year. Like some really cool stuff going on. So yeah, if it all works out, it's one of those things, isn't it? That I don't want to tell you all because if it doesn't come to fruition, I'll feel like a failure. But if it happens, it'll be the coolest thing ever. But you don't want to. I guess the phrase is jinx it, don't you? You don't want to jinx it early on. Right, let's get mass housing going on from maybe here all the way to there. I understand this is covering a big area, like a real big area. I don't want it to cover these here, obviously, because of the sort of roads that they are. That would be unhelpful. And those two there, I don't want. That can go as well. These can go. But everything else, I think I like the look of. And obviously, shop-wise, we can build some shops through here. And you're thinking it, we've not put any water underneath. Oh, we've put some water underneath. Okay, so we've covered a little bit of the area, so that's not too bad. But we've got to do it a hell of a lot more. We'll play as well, so hopefully it'll build up as we go. We're already going to have an issue with electricity over on this side, aren't we? Because those buildings there are not connected to anything. So we'll get to that as soon as you've done one more of these to contain the whole area. Yeah, the electricity issue. Oh, flipping! I've started building there as well. That couldn't be more awkward. Luckily for us, this road here is flat, so we can just go straight over it. Sometimes if it's slightly higher, it will let me eventually, viewers. Won't you? Will you not? Okay, I'll do it there, fine. And then there, and that should, even though it's not quite on it, it does work for whatever reason. The radius seems to be okay. We might need to build in these areas here, maybe some offices, just so we can connect it with the electricity. There's going to be a demand for it. We'll just do some offices over on that side. Maybe we'll do some apartments as well around this area. Oh, this was going to be the park. Oh, and I've absolutely cocked it, viewers. Big time cockage there from Dr. Benji FM. What we'll do is we'll do that. So there'll be a link in between. So the park will still exist. It'll just be in the middle of a few different areas. So actually that will look hopefully quite nice. If you select this one here and then just pop that in there like that, we can have a park run through where some offices and some apartment buildings are. And that'll actually probably look quite nice. So there we are. It's going to be a free-to-use park, really. There's not really an admission fee apart from near the entrance, as these buildings still aren't connected up via electricity. So we'll just do us again short-term fix to what hopefully will never be a long-term problem. I've got a cup of tea here, by the way. I'm just going to have a quick sip of that. Sorry, viewers. This is not what you tuned in for. I'm on tea bags at the moment. Not happy about it. For those that have been following me for a while, you know I'm actually a big fan of the granules, tea granules, but Ellie refuses to buy them for whatever reason. Because she's been a tea bag girl her whole life. She bellowed at me once, and I'm not going to change to granules for you. When we actually, when we're a married couple, there'll be no discussion. I'll be buying granules left, right, and centre. That path doesn't really do anything. That one does, though, in and around the police station. Because if we link it up there, it still bridges. Even the path bit bridges. You don't need to. Just make it a bit more hilly. Oh, dear. Okay. We really need this area to build up. You can see there's going to be a high demand here. for commercial zoning. So we're going to have to put loads in, I think, to try and really encourage people to move over to this side of the city. I am a little concerned. Maybe a train station would go amiss actually around here. We could link a train station over on this side. Maybe we could. I don't know if it's going to be flat enough to do it. That's the problem. Oh no, it will allow it. So we could just pop a train station in and around here. We could even do it sort of in... Oh, don't put it in the park, Ben, for heaven's sake. I'm just thinking where we could do it for it to be a bit different, kind of cool. Where could we do it? I'm not really sure. I don't want to just stick it in there for no reason. That's enough. You filthy minds, a lot of you. I don't know where to go. Or do I just connect it with some underground subway services? I think that's probably the more I think about it, that's probably the way to go. Actually, is to do it in that fashion and maybe have it there as well, so it's right in the midst of some of the industry we've got going on. So it would go. Is that on a link? The slope is too steep. That is going to be the story of my life. All right, we'll do that one there, and it can always run off a different way. We've got an underground... Oh, God, here we are. This is now where we've got an underground station situation, which wasn't supposed to rhyme, but it has to. Well, that's the childish Gambino Donald Glover in me, just coming out once again. I'm not going to go all the way around with this. I'm actually just going to go to there and then go back again. Sometimes you can overdo your train lines so they just don't serve people quick enough. So there becomes an endless frustration with that. I think we need more services. I think that might be a part of the reason why things aren't growing as much. We'll put a cemetery in there, a health centre, medical centre. Schooling, of course. You wouldn't move here if you've got children, would you? No, what would be the point? So we'll put a school in there, and then we'll do one of the smaller high schools as well. Sort of... Oh, where actually? That's a good idea. Let's put it in the park, or around the park. There it is, look. Lovely jubbly. And again, I'm going to zone some of this off with apartment buildings, sort of around the park. So the park's almost inside the apartment buildings, if that makes sense. And the rest of it is going to be built out as sort of general housing over on this side. There you are. Look, that looks quite good. Is the water coverage good? Yes. Right, it should now start to build up. Our population was at 42,000 when we started this. It's gone up 6,000 in a short space of time. There may be some issues with traffic management. So 84% though, I've got to say. This bridge is very busy. Like, fair enough. I can't remember the name of it. I'm not going to guess. I think it might be like the... Oh, God, I'm gonna have to look because it's going to drive me insane. The Ed Koch Queensborough Bridge, which is similar to what we've got going on. Sorry, when I go on my second monitor, it just moves us all across. If you're thinking, where the hell are we going? Should probably have specified that before. Everything looks good, though. Coverage for like almost everything. Okay, speaking of it, the water is not good. I was going to be so proud. No, we do need another sewage plant somewhere. I don't really want to put another one up here. I already don't like our sewage situation up here, and I wish I hadn't put it there. I don't know where I'd prefer to have put it, but I now realise that up there, not the best place in the world. Oh no, I guess this side probably is the only way to go. Just pop another one in there, and then link it up with the rest of it, and it should it should be connected by the electricity. It is, because we've still got these down here doing next to nothing. If I play again there, we should be fine. We might as well put them around here. Someone said actually you should try and surround them with these rather than just building them sporadically, which they are absolutely right. I should build them like a dam, which I think was the suggestion. So I don't remember who said it, but you are correct. That would make far more logical sense to do it in that fashion, whereas I've just sort of gone all over the place trying to restrict it at a silly cost, really. It doesn't make any sense. What's the issues over here? They're not getting their rubbish collected. Where's the nearest rubbish collection point? Over there. I can see why that might potentially be an issue. Where can we just pop this in, though? Maybe there? Is that offices there? See, I'm not as bothered then about just sticking in maybe just a recycle centre opposite the main port area. That's just, are they leaving? Yeah, you can see that recycle trucks are on their way. So hopefully the rubbish will be collected shortly. We still need all these areas to start to fill out. They're not really doing so at the moment. But again, our population rising all the time. So sometimes it just takes a little bit of time to build out more and more. I'm just going to check. How long have we been recording for? Nearly 20 minutes. Right, okay. So I think sometimes the FPS fluctuates a little bit. Hopefully it's not too noticeable on your end. If it is, I can only apologise. It's because we don't get like a clear... When I sort of go do this sort of thing, we don't always get a clear 60. But I think we're okay for now. The thing is, It just looks so nice at the moment. It doesn't look, because it's quite green and quite leafy, it doesn't look very New York at the moment. I feel like it needs to be a bit grungier in certain places. We should definitely work on that. On this outer edge of Manhattan, I might start adding this sort of like commercial all along here. I don't know why there's so much green sort of dotted around. I'm going to do the same thing on this side as well, and just start to build all of this out so it continues to thrive over on this side. There's quite a lot of those sorts of buildings on that far side. What's the problem here? The water's not good? Is that the issue? The water is polluted. Where? Where is the water? Now, I'm very curious. Where is the water polluted? I think this person's lying. I can't see any issues. Maybe I'm blind to it. I can't see any problems of where there would be an issue. No, I think it's actually absolutely perfect. So stop you complaining. Maybe they've just maybe the pipe's got an issue. I mean, maybe it's nothing to do with me at all. Actually, while we're here, how many visitors has Central Park had? 140,000. You think about our population, that's pretty mad. I was about to do something and I can't remember what it was going to be. Oh no. Oh yeah, electricity. That seems to be an issue as well. Now, I don't know if that's just because we're running out of coal in certain areas, but alright, yeah, if you say so. So let's add in some more, add in electricity. It's just a weird turn of phrase, isn't it? This ocean thermal energy conversion plant, it sounds good. It produces a lot of power as well, and I assume it's clean, which I think is the big thing for me. So let's pop that in. Again, we've sort of got a bit of a, I don't know, what would you call it? A little bit of a industrial area down here. Let's pop that in. I've got to connect it to a road. You're telling me that's not connected to the road? Is that some sort of joke? Oh, God, I literally can't. So I can't. Is that going to do the job? No, they couldn't be more annoyed. Right, there? That's connected to a road. Surely, yes, there's a little connection there, finally. A bit of happiness. Hopefully it doesn't affect the boats. There's a little helipad. It's fine. Is it helping with power? Yes, all these people are happy again. Fantastic. We just need these areas here to build out more. We could pop some form of university. A modern technology institute could go in here. That might encourage people to come and move over and live in this area. You can see all the people around here absolutely loving it. So let's see if that has any impact. Again, our population's rising. I don't fully know where they're moving in. I assume it's these buildings that are building up, is it? Right, hang on, let's just do an overhead look. Let's see where buildings are building. Right, some here, over here now. Some of them are just getting better and getting slightly bigger rather than like more. I want more. Get more over here, please. Start building over here. It's going to take some time, I think. We could just pop a general park in. Someone said I shouldn't be doing this as often, but I just think it's a quick fix. We can make things look a little prettier in the future. But for now, again, the quick fix to short-term problems. It's not perfect, but it is the way I'm doing it currently. And I think in an upcoming episode, by the way, we're going to do a zoo. I'm excited to do a zoo. I think we'll do a theme park somewhere as well. It doesn't, again, we don't want to do it completely the same. We want to improve it, if anything. Improving one of the biggest and greatest cities in the world. We've got to Benji. We'll where do we put it though? Again, this Hoboken area. We've got it in like Jersey City down here as well. We've got to begin to be brave down here. This is going to be bold, viewers. I don't know if we've been holding this off for what feels like 10 episodes, but okay, we're getting rid of all of this. Oh God, look at this. And we need industry right now as well. So my attitude to needing industry is destroying all the industry. There it goes, look. It's all leaving us, goodbye, and being replaced by office blocks. This is modern America, okay? This is the Industrial Revolution, I think. I don't know. I don't think it is. I did art. We've clarified already. I didn't do history. I did geography. So I know where it is. I just don't know what went on. But I feel like we're removing all the big sort of industrial buildings and we're just sticking in offices all over the shop. Because, of course, this is the Wall Street area. We've talked about this before. So it's not a complete novelty idea now. We can get rid of this power line. So hopefully they start to build up quickly. I'm just thinking this is the Chinatown area. Do I want to make Chinatown like policies? Do I want them to be a certain way? Let's do free public transport for people around there. Recycle plastics. Let's have free Wi-Fi in that particular area. And Let's have a tax raise for offices. Yeah, let's do that. Let's raise taxes for offices because that's Wall Street down there, around that area, sort of. Not exactly. It's not the financial district. In fact, that's where it should be. Right, that's it. We're raising taxes. They're bringing in a lot of money, but I'm going for them. I want them to, and if they don't like it, they can lump it. That's not how you should run a city, viewers. That really isn't. This area still just taking its sweet time to actually build up and build out. So yeah, maybe we'll do a little time. What's it called? I was going to call it a time sync. That's not what a time lapse. There we go. We'll do a little time lapse. I'll leave it on this. I'll play some nice music, and we'll just see if in maybe 5 minutes it has actually grown a little bit. Right. So I'll join you at the end of this episode to see what's happened. Hopefully, you'll see it in real time. Alright, the gang, welcome back. It's kind of half. It's not growing massively, has it? I mean, this area seemed to grow more. I think this area. I did add a few more services here, and I changed a few policies here and there, just to try and encourage a little bit more growth over on this side. But these areas here just aren't being built into yet. Maybe a traffic link or like a bus stop or something like that around the area will improve things. But yeah, right now it just doesn't seem to be the case. I also realised that I need to do some sort of form of incineration plant or waste disposal around this area that I've not yet put in. I'm going to slot it in there and then remove the housing around that area, and we can instead do a commercial and an office, or maybe even some industry on this far side. Actually, yeah, that's quite a good idea. And then sort of block it off with some offices or some commercial down this end. There we are. That should be fine. And that actually might improve things dramatically. I guess we'll see over the next couple of minutes. But yeah, I think that's going to bring an end to today's episode. We've started to build this area out. Where are we going to put we've still got another square to buy that we've not bought yet. I think we're going to focus on a little bit of industry, and I might do it instead over on this side here. So this square, I was thinking about this while I was sort of contemplating things, is that's going to be bought, and we're going to build out in this direction with some proper industry buildings, and you'll see just how much money we can make through some of those, and hopefully we can make it like good with some transport links. There's some nice train line stuff we can use as well down that area. So I think this side, more so than this side, is probably a better way to do it. Jersey City sort of occupies itself around here, so yeah, we can build into that. And of course, Statue of Liberty and things like that can be part of it too. We'll still focus on building out Queens, sort of in between, but yeah, we need to start working on some industry, and I think that's what we'll do tomorrow. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please do drop a like on it. Want to see some more, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we'll love with care. If you want to spend until next time, I hope this area gets some houses soon. Goodbye.